Hey people, welcome back to Wok Drop.
Once again. Once again.
It's been a while. Sorry for the little delay on the recipes. A few cases of COVID. Also, I was in Taiwan for a period of time, which we filmed, by the way, and we will be throwing some videos up on that trip, which was an amazing trip. Lots of great food, and just Taiwan's a beautiful place. Let's get right into it. Today we're going to do a wonton recipe, or wontons as they're known in the West, and the name of the dish is Hóng油抄手. Okay, 红油抄手. So we're going to get into this dish. I'm going to show you like how to prepare the meat and stuff like that. I think most of you maybe already know how to like make wontons. It's not that difficult. But what the special thing about this recipe is the sauce. So I'm going to take you over like how to make the sweet soy sauce that you blend with the chili oil to smother the wontons in the end. The first thing we need to do is we need to make this sweet soy sauce. And like I said before, we can keep it in the fridge and you can use it for many other dishes as well. But the first thing we're going to do is get into making this sauce. So come over here, let's take a look at the spices that I need to make it, and then let's go through the boiling process of making the soy sauce. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a good quality soy sauce, brown sugar. You can use white if you don't have brown, but I really highly recommend using brown sugar because it just adds a much deeper like flavor to the sweet soy sauce. We've got dried tangerine peel, we've got star anise, we've got fennel seeds, we've got cinnamon bark, and these are dried Chinese red dates, spring onion, ginger, cloves, and cumin. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the soy sauce to the pot, add the sugar, add all the spices, and we're going to slowly boil it down and let all those spices like infuse the soy sauce to turn it into this beautiful, fragrant, lovely sweet soy sauce, which we can use to dress the wontons in the end. And then dress it with, on the Patreon channel, I showed you guys how to make that beautiful Hóng油chili oil. Okay, so let's get into the sauce. All right, so first, what we're gonna do is just take soy sauce. This is what I'm just using to measure, because like usually when I make it, I make like this much, and then I've got a container that this much like sweet soy sauce fits into. So you can make as much as you want, okay, no problem. All right, so I know today I'm gonna make a little bit more than that. I reckon for myself, like a bowl like this, I'm not quite sure how much is this, but maybe 2 cups or something like that. I think a bowl like this would last me, if I'm just regularly cooking, like not cooking like dinner parties and stuff like that, it would last me, you know, maybe 2 to 3 months. So that's about roughly how much I want to make. Right. So after that, tip it into just a normal pan. First of all, turn your heat on full to get the soy sauce as warm as you can, like straight away. And then there's no particular order, just add all the spices in. Now from here, just start stirring. And the thing to be really careful with while you're making this sauce is you don't want it to get too hot. You want it to be on a low heat. So just give it that initial blast of heat. Get that soy sauce up to where it's close to like a very low simmering boil. And then we're just going to leave it there. And you're going to probably want to leave it there for like around about 20 minutes, but 20 minutes after you've added the sugar. So that's the important thing, is 20 minutes after you added the sugar. When you use it, like you'll see later on in the recipe, when you use it to make the sauce that smothers the wontons, you're actually going to blend it with regular soy sauce. You have to keep that in mind when you're making the sauce, because you want it to be quite sweet. If you have that feeling like, oh, you know, oh, this is like kind of sweet, like is it too sweet? It's not, because you have to remember that it's going to be like 1 tablespoon of this and 2 tablespoons of regular soy sauce. So you want to make sure you get sweet soy sauce. It's not the only sauce that's used to dress the wontons. Now we're starting to get a boil going on. We're starting to get a little boil. So now we're going to drop the heat down to low, like as low as the heat will go on your range. So we're going to drop it right down so it gets into that simmering mode. You're going to take, like, for example, usually me in the beginning, I do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that much brown sugar, and put it in, and make sure you stir it, make sure that it's mixed in, and just make sure that there's no lumps or anything like that. Just make sure it's fully mixed out. And then before you taste it, because the flavors are still developing, like all of the spices are starting to add their flavor to the sauce, just leave it for a while. Give it like 10 minutes. Then after 10 minutes, you want to try it for the first time. And then once you try it from there, you'll be able to get a better gauge of like how sweet it's going to be. And then if you think like, I want it a little bit sweeter, add more sugar, you know. One thing I really want you guys to get used to with Chinese cooking is like the measurements, like I've said before, are not like the same as in the West, where everything's very particular, like 2 tablespoons of this and 3 tablespoons. Like, you really have to use your taste and develop the flavor of the sauce the way that you want it to be. Okay, so right, we've got this bubbling away. So we've got like 10 minutes here where we can just let this bubble and let it develop the flavor. So now we can get to work on making the fillings for the wontons. First of all, what we're going to do here is I've got ginger, spring onion, and Sichuan peppercorns in just normal mineral water. Okay, natural mineral water. And I've just crushed them and crushed it into the water. So you're going to take this water and you're just going to add it to the pork mince. This is like 300 grams of pork mince, basically. Actually, this would make a little bit more than you need because I'm sort of preparing lunch for tomorrow as well. But yeah, add, I don't know, add a 2-3 tablespoons, see how it goes. Add like that, okay? You're gonna add a tiny touch here of potato flour. Okay, I also have 1 beaten egg, and we're going to add a little bit of the beaten egg, not the whole egg. We're going to add a little bit like this. Okay. Next, sesame oil, a touch, and then white pepper, a touch, a little bit of salt, just a touch. And we are going to add the stock powder that we always talk about a little bit. And some people don't do it, but myself, I do. I add a tiny touch of soy, just a touch, like a little touch like that. Okay, and then basically from there, we're going to mix it. And we're going to start mixing it together. And we're going to mix it down until we get a nice firm texture to it. You want to mix the same way. Don't mix around like the opposite way and stuff. Like mix the pork the same way. So once it starts looking kind of like this is where I often add a little bit more, because the Sichuan pepper, ginger, and spring onion oil really adds this like freshness. It really adds this freshness to the wontons that you're making. You can add a little bit more egg. Okay, and just use your feeling, like it needs to be kind of a sticky, gooey filling. So you can see right here now that this is starting to all stick together. this is about where you want to be. You can see where when we first started, it was kind of separated all around the bowl, and now it's starting to stick together. So now you can see I can actually start to pick it up, and I can pick it up like this. So this is where you want your filling to be, like around about like that. And then you're ready to wrap. Okay, so the wrapping, super simple. I'm pretty sure most of you already know how to do this, but yeah, basically we've got some wonton, like wonton pea, like wonton skins. Okay, a little bit of water and our mix that we just made. There's many different ways to wrap them, but today I'm just going to teach you like the basic way. So you're just going to put them in the middle, like about this much in the middle. Use water. Some people use water with egg. In Japan you don't need to because they've got like a really good mix. And then just here, pinch them together. Make sure they're nice and sealed. Make sure you use some pressure to seal them. And then just wrap away. Just keep wrapping. Nice amount in the center. Water around the outside, or egg if you're using it that way. And we're just gonna wrap them so they're nice and tight like this. Just continue the process until you have enough. Okay, so we've left it for 10 minutes. We're gonna have a little check. Just take a little bit. A little bit more, I reckon. I need another tablespoon. I like mine a little bit sweet because I really think it just adds the beautiful like finishing flavor to the dish. Perfect. Okay, so now what you want to do next is you want to strain it. Strain it, and don't put it in the fridge straight away because if you put it in the fridge, it'll stop the development of the flavor process. So leave it like this. Let it get down to room temperature. Then when it becomes room temperature, put it preferably in a glass jar and store it in the fridge. Okay, so now we're gonna make the sauce for dressing the wontons. Okay, so what we're gonna do is the chili oil you use last, like right at the very end. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take normal soy sauce and we're gonna take our sweet soy sauce, okay? And we're gonna add, I've got here I've got about 14 wontons. And I'm gonna add a couple of tablespoons of sweet soy sauce. And then I'm gonna add about the same amount of normal soy. And then here, I have some fresh diced garlic, okay? And I'm gonna add that in. And then just use my spoon and mix it all together. And if you have a little bit of Xian Tang, if you don't know how to make Xian Tang, go back and check it out. Just add a little bit, not a lot, a touch, just to help fuse the flavors. Give it a taste. Perfect. All right, so we've got our wontons. They're all prepared, got our sauce prepared. We've got a little bit of diced spring onion for the garnish. And last of all, we have some fresh ground Sichuanese peppercorns. You're gonna need 2 cups of cold water. Okay, so as you go through the boiling of the wonton process, you're going to use 2 cups of water. So obviously, use 1 cup, then fill the next cup up. But you're going to need a cup of water as well to get you started. So we're going to wait for this to boil, and when it starts boiling, we're going to go through the cooking process of the wontons. So now our water is getting to the stage where it's starting to boil. So what we're going to do is we use these 2 cups of water process. Like everybody in China knows this, but just explaining to people in the West like why we do it. Is because it's basically like temperature control, right? It's because if the wonton skins are like quite delicate, so if you have like ferociously boiling water and you chuck it in, it'll split the skins, and also it'll cook the filling too quickly. So we want to control the heat. So if you come in now, we can see that we have like a decent boil starting. So what you don't want is you don't want your wontons or your wonton sticking to the wok. So you're going to start circling with your ladle, and so you're making like basically like a whirlpool. Then you're going to add your wontons, and you're going to wait. Use the back side of your ladle. Never use the front side because you'll cut the skins open. Use your back side of the ladle like this, so you've got a smooth surface rubbing against the wontons. And we're going to wait until it comes back to a boil, right? So now we come back to a boil, and when it comes back to a boil, add a cup of cold water and get it circulating again. Get 1 more cup of cold water ready, okay? And we're going to sit here and we're going to wait until it starts to sort of ferociously boil again, because I'm usually just like sitting here drinking beer waiting for it to finish or whatever. So I just usually just like keep it circulating. So you can see now we're back to a boil. Okay, so now we're going to circulate again, and the second cup of water goes in, and you can see the filling is starting to change to like a lovely cooked color. Okay, so now we're back to a full boil. Okay, and now it's time to turn the heat off. Okay, we're going to take our wontons, tip them into the strainer, and then we're going to add a little bit of cold water, not a lot, just slow down the cooking process. That's it, that's enough right there. Okay, and then strain the water off and add them to a plate like this. Then we're going to take our sauce that we so painstakingly prepared, our sweet soy sauce, and we're going to dress the wontons. I keep saying wonton because that's a Chinese word, but our wontons. Keep dressing them like this. Get all that beautiful sauce on there. Then we're going to use our ground Sichuanese pepper. Add it like this. Add a decent helping. Take some of that beautiful fragrant Hóng chili oil, and we're going to pour it all over the top, just like that. Give it a good coating. The final touch is a little bit of spring onion on top, just for the garnish. And then there you have it. Hóng油抄手. Wow, looks beautiful. Absolutely good. Okay, so there you have it, 红油抄手. So that is a beautiful dish. One of the reasons why I decided to share it is because of the sauce that you make. The sweet soy sauce can actually be used for a lot of different dishes. So I'm going to be putting some more dishes out in the future on how to use this sauce. So once you've made the sweet soy sauce, it'll keep in the fridge for a long time, just the same as you would keep any other normal soy sauce in your house. So yeah, make it, try it, it's absolutely delicious. And like I said, there's plenty of other recipes that you can pair this sauce with. So once again, thanks so much for coming along and learning some new recipes. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, around there was the subscribe and there was the bell. Hit that bell for notifications. Okay, see you next time on Wok Chop. Bye.